It's Tech Tip Tuesday, y'all, and we are talking about
Power adapters.
Power adapters.
Power adapters.
Okay, so we're gonna break this down into 3 tasty little morsels that are easy to digest.
Yes. Take it away. What's morsel number 1?
Always plug your power adapter for your laptop straight into a power surge protector.
Yes. And not just a generic, like not just the cheapest one you can find. Surge protectors have ratings, and they also, really nice ones, will have warranty coverage that will cover like $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 worth of equipment that's plugged into it. So if whatever is plugged into that gets fried, you can submit a claim and they'll cover your devices.
Yes.
And also there's just quality of manufacturing things.
Don't be stingy on this one, y'all.
No.
Get a good one, because if you are not plugged into a surge protector and a power surge comes through, the worst case scenario, absolute dead as a doornail computer. And we have had probably 4 to 5 of those over the past couple of weeks because of power outages in our area.
Whenever you have inclement weather, so snow, rain, hurricane, etc., anything that can affect the power grid, cause outages, brownouts, blackouts, any of that, when the power goes off or on, that is just a recipe for disaster for computers.
Absolutely. So let's get to the second juicy morsel.
What is it?
Barrel type. You gotta have the correct barrel type.
And they're not all barrels. Like,
no, they're
we have a Surface charger here. That's not a barrel. We have these Apple ones, not barrels, but you know what I mean.
That's why they're called adapters, right?
Yeah.
So like this one is magnetic, and this is for a Surface. These are both Dells. So one thing to point out here is that just because you have a Dell doesn't mean you can buy any Dell charger.
Yeah, same with Apple. Just because you have any Apple doesn't mean you can get any Apple adapter. So there's like those. Yeah.
And one thing to point out here is that it's not actually easy, especially on a PC, to determine what barrel adapter or barrel type that you need. And that's because these companies aren't always very good at like aggregating that information. So, you know, sometimes I gotta pull out my handy dandy calipers or my handy dandy micrometer to determine the barrel size. So it might be something that you can do if you got those tools laying around, but you might not be as big of a nerd as we are. So there's
it's unlikely that you're as big of a nerd as we are.
It really is hard to be bigger. Okay. Let's see. What else was I gonna say about you did that? Okay. So let's go to the third point. Okay. The third point is actually the most important point, and that is it is absolutely vital that you get the exact charger that you need. Right? And the reason is okay, so here I have all of these are 19.5 volt chargers. Okay? But the difference between all of them is the amperage. So I have 6.32 amps on this large one. This is actually a high amperage adapter. And this one is, well, actually I'll do this one because I can see it. This one is only 3.42 amps, but still both 19 volts. So the wattage is different on these. Wattage is the power. Watts and watts of power.
How do you figure out wattage?
Power, or wattage, is voltage times current. And so I recommend you know those two things, voltage and current. Here you have a 90 watt and you have a 45 watt. These are both Dell adapters, different barrel sizes. But let's just say, for sake of argument, that I plugged this 45 watt into the 90 watt. This computer may not turn on.
Right. Long
term, it wouldn't get power to the circuit, so you may see like your USB is not working correctly.
Or the battery won't charge.
Or the battery won't charge, yeah. So you don't want to do that. Now let's go the other way. Let's plug the 90 watt into the 45 watt. So 120 volts are coming in, right, from your wall. And then what's coming out is 90 watts. And so what you don't want is that this adapter is not able to say, well, your laptop only needs 45 watts. It can't do that. And so you're going to want to make sure it doesn't get too much electricity, because in that case, you can also cause power surges in the motherboard. You can cause shorts, things like that. So also can be an issue. I will say that if you know the voltage and the amperage, it's a lot easier to determine what you're looking for, and you can find that information underneath the computer about 90% of the time. There's a little sticker down there that'll tell you voltage and amperage, and it may tell you wattage as well.
Yeah. On Apple, it's like laser etched in very tiny writing on the bottom. Some laptops it'll be under the battery, so if your laptop has a battery that removes, you can just pop that out and look, there should be information there.
Yeah, and what we want to do, so before I get to the Apple family, is tomorrow we're going to do What To Wednesday specifically on what to do when you need to replace one of these guys. So come back and watch that video on how to find the correct adapter when your adapter dies. So with Apples, physically, can you get two that they look the same, right? These all look like white bricks.
Yeah.
But they're not physically actually the same size, and that one I believe is the 85 watt.
Yep, we got 85 watt and 60 watt. They're both MagSafe 1 or MagSafe 2. That's the skinnier one. But as you can see, they're physically different sizes.
And then look at this one. This one's the same size as this one, but this one is 61 watts and USB-C.
USB-C. Yeah.
So that's why wattage isn't always the way to go, because 60 and 61 seem very close. And in power, that may be the case, right? But you have to make sure you have the correct voltage and amperage for each of these devices.
Yeah, with Apple, your MacBook will turn on, but it won't run right, and the power brick will get really hot, and it's just sketchy. So you always want to make sure that you have the right one. Actually, with a big MacBook, like a 15-inch, it won't turn on if you don't have one that's enough wattage. It just won't do anything.
And I've actually tried to use that kind of L-looking one, this one. This is a MagSafe, and then there's this MagSafe. So they're the same. Sorry, they're the same adapter, but
Gen 1, Gen 2.
Gen 1, Gen 2, and these are not always equal across Macs either. So that's all the things that I have on power adapters. Anything else you want to mention before we head out?
Well, there's cool tips and tricks, like these little rabbit ears that collapse. Since I can't wrap this one up anyway, I'll just show you. You got these little rabbit ears. These are on all Apple chargers, not the new ones, but these cool little rabbit ears. And then this thing pops right off, and you can put a long cord on it too. So there's some flexibility. These are designed to be interchangeable for international plugs and other cool things, but as an added feature, they are a little bit modular, which is cool.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we're about out of time.
I would say thanks for listening to my Tiffany talk, because we're not quite sure if TED Talk is copyrighted.
It's probably trademarked. Yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed Tech Tip Tuesday. And we'll see you guys next week.
Spoons and cats and cats and cats and cats and cats and spoons, cats, spoons and cats. I was an art major.
I did all my learning at engineering school.